Talking about you got this and you got that, and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, the man that flew across the country to watch the Yankees beat the Pirates' ass. What's poppin', Lamanna? You couldn't pick a better game to go to?
So good to be back.
Don't you want to see your team win?
We did win.
Not when you went.
You know what? The Yankees left Pittsburgh losers. That's all I know. I mean,
what a cope.
I mean, it is. I did go back to Pittsburgh to watch the Pirates do what they do best: lose.
I understand. I understand the like lore around opening day, but Pittsburgh opening days are the fucking nut low. It's freezing.
The weather, you never know with the weather.
When was the last warm opening day?
I don't know. I don't keep track.
Yeah,
that's the first one I've ever been to.
Ever?
Really?
Ever? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Was that everything you expected?
Yeah, it was fun. I had too much fun. Let me tell you. I don't even remember the game really.
I would have just went back next week when Skeens is throwing.
Yeah. I mean, he's pitching today.
Oh, my
Yeah.
timeline's off. What is today?
Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Next week being this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You know, the Pirates are, hey, they won 3 out of the last 5 games.
They are cooking.
You know?
Let's relax a little bit.
I said, here's the thing. I was telling Guapo earlier. I said, you know, the Pirates, it appears that maybe they aren't the worst team in the league. They've upgraded to just terrible.
Yeah.
Right? They're not the worst team in the league, but they're just bad.
So who is the worst team?
Right now?
Who's worse than the Pittsburgh Pirates?
White Sox, maybe.
White Sox are 2-7.
I feel like the Minnesota Twins are always bad.
Might be the Marlins, who almost swept us.
Yeah, right.
They also beat the Mets, I think, a couple times. I don't think they're that bad.
Oh, Colorado is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think they had 1 win last time I looked.
Oh, also, is the Final Four thing over? Who won?
Florida won the championship yesterday.
Okay.
In dramatic fashion. One of the worst final possessions of a college basketball game I think I've ever witnessed in my life.
Who dropped the ball? Who did they play against?
Houston, who had the ball with a few seconds left to win it. I don't think I've ever seen this at a competitive level. I've seen it pickup games. You know, I actually don't know if I've ever even seen this called. I don't watch that much basketball, but still, you know, the call ups and downs.
Right.
Travel.
It's a travel, yeah. But we called it ups and downs, which means that
you jump without shooting.
Yeah, you take a jump shot and then just forget to release the ball,
right?
And then you reestablish yourself, right? 3 seconds left in the game, this kid from Houston pulls up from 3 and then just doesn't shoot and just drops the ball.
Well, he couldn't shoot. He had a hand in his face.
I mean, whatever.
You have to take the shot,
or pass it. Yeah. You have to do something with the ball,
right?
You can't expect to just drop it in front of you and then hope to regain possession because you can't be the next one to touch it.
Needed someone to come touch that, and the other guy just stared at the ball and looked at it.
I mean, well, I would too. I'd be looking to rebound, man. My guy's pulling up. I don't know.
I'm assuming this is it. Here.
Yeah, that's just unforgivable.
Are we gonna get demonetized for that?
I don't know.
Should we make a bet?
It's debatable.
I missed it. I wasn't here for Guapo's.
For my victory lap?
Yeah, your victory lap.
I'm paying, but the bet's still ongoing. We're still getting demonetized from stuff like 2019.
This guy.
He's just going to get a text message one morning.
Yeah.
Venmo me 200.
200, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, man. You know, actually, it's funny. The worst team in baseball right now is the 1-7 Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, but that's just record. I mean, they're still the second or third favorites to win the World Series.
Yeah, they definitely. I think they're minus money to make it to the playoffs.
Probably.
Even with a bad start like that?
Well, yeah, it's not. It's like going 0-1 in the NFL.
You know how many teams started off 0-7 and made it to the playoffs? None.
Never?
Ever.
I mean, that's surprising.
Well, the thing is, the playoffs haven't.
They haven't been that expanded for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a point in the early 90s when the Pirates were dominating the East where I can't remember. I think it was the Giants won 102 games and didn't get in from the West because the Braves were so good. But that was when they only took 2 teams.
That's scary.
That was right? In the 90s, they only took 2 teams. You just went right to the NLCS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 teams from each league.
Oh, right.
2 teams from each league. Yeah, there was the East and the West.
Yeah.
So the winner of the East division would play the West in both leagues. So like when the Pirates won, when they were good in the 90s, early 90s, they won the East 3 years in a row, and then they played the Braves, which won the West, which is crazy that the Braves were in the West. But
yeah,
that's just the way
that's
it
what I'm saying. They just took 2 teams. They just took the division winners. That was it.
Right.
So it was only 2 teams per league.
Right. There's 4 divisions. Yeah. Total.
He's talking American and national.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
4 playoff teams total. So yeah, there was. I'm pretty sure it was the Giants. They won like 102 games or something and didn't make it
right.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That
happened a lot.
What?
Man,
What were the division? Because I thought I remembered. Did the Pirates not? They did. They lost to the Reds in the NLCS, who went on to beat the A's, right?
The first years. So
yeah, but how was Cincinnati in the West?
I mean, how are the Braves in the West?
That's fair. No,
Braves are probably maybe more East than Cincinnati.
No, for sure they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because there's so many teams on the East Coast that you have to draw.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Well, they didn't draw a line. They just
no, I metaphorically draw a line.
Yeah. They just pluck from a hat.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're probably more West than Atlanta, to be honest.
We might be. Yeah.
Midwest. I guess like maybe it'll be a little tougher for the Braves this year just because the East is pretty competitive. The Phillies are obviously always going to be up there.
Phillies are good.
The Mets are a lot better now.
Yeah. The
Marlins are still shit.
Phillies and Mets. I think there was 5 teams above the Braves to win it all.
Yeah, they opened as the second odds-on favorite.
Yeah. They opened second,
and then after going 0-5, they were tied for third.
Okay.
Or I guess tied for second. There were 3 teams that had the same odds. It was the Dodgers were a runaway favorite, and then it was like the Mets.
The Dodgers are plus 160 to win the World Series.
So they just they were 250 last week.
Yeah, the Braves are plus 1,400.
I don't know.
Who, the Mets?
No, the Dodgers.
Oh, at minus money?
Well, plus 160.
Plus 160,
plus
but
160?
it's just so hard. Like,
I think they opened at plus 300.
They're so good. I get it, but like that's just a sucker's bet. It has to be because I mean anything can happen in the playoffs, right? You have a 5 game playoff.
That's where you're really taking the worst of it now. Is like I think they opened before the season at like plus 300. Mm-hmm. So it's okay. They start off hot, right? They start off like what 8-1 or 7-1, something like that.
Yeah. 9-3 maybe.
Okay.
Right
Yeah. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So they start off with some wins. Well, they were always going to be a playoff team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like them being in position now to make the playoffs what are we talking about? This is week 2 of the season.
Right.
But like
you're
whatever.
almost for sure later in the season going to get
better
the
odds.
same odds or better. Yeah.
Agreed. I also saw that the Padres started off 7-0, I think, and were dogs to win the division. Like pretty substantial dogs to win the division.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sick.
I wonder. It's funny because they're plus 160. I wonder what it is on Poly Market because you can bet the other side. Right, yeah. So I bet you get better odds. Let's see. Give me a second.
Yeah, I think equivalency. There's 17 NFL games, 1 in 17.
Yeah, 17 now.
Yeah,
right?
so like the first 7 games of the season is roughly equivalent to 1 game in the NFL, give or take.
How many games in a regular season for baseball?
162.
Oh, 62.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like roughly equivalent. So it's like you go 0-7. That's like the worst start you could imagine. I mean, it's literally the worst start at 0-7. It's the equivalent of losing week 1 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you're out. I've seen 0-4 teams come back.
So the Dodgers to win it all are only 30% on
Poly
Market. So you'd get like over 2-1.
So you get way better
you get over
odds
2-1.
2.5 to 1.
Yeah. So you're like plus 250 roughly.
How does that
Yeah.
work? Since like you have to have somebody else betting the other side, right?
Basically, yeah. Like I don't even know how much. I mean, there's
Like how would that fill? Like somebody.
Yeah,
has
how
to
does
bet-
the not work there?
Yeah, it doesn't make
You
sense.
just lay a big price.
so you would, if you want to know, you'd it's 71 cents. So and then like at the end of so your shares are 71 cents, and then so if you bet or bought 71 shares, it would cost you $71 or
But how does
whatever
that
it was.
fill?
And then when it's what do you mean?
How does it fill?
There's an order book, right? It's an order book, just like stocks would work or
So-
crypto. So people place bids. So like I can place like a limit order if I want a better price, and then it fills up the order book, and then people can buy at market, or they can place a limit order.
Understand.
Yeah.
But does that fill when somebody bets, like, say, the Atlanta Braves or something? Or
No, they're completely independent contracts of each
so
other.
does it? So it has to fill by somebody betting the Dodgers don't win.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, that's how it'll move. Now, if enough money goes on to one team, separate from that, people might like hedge and do certain things that'll end up the market will bring like back to equilibrium. But like the thing is getting enough money down, because like if you wanted to bet like the Dodgers, and if you wanted to put a substantial amount of money on it, if you put over like a few $1,000s, you'd push the price.
Worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, you have a lot of wiggle room between
Yeah.
there and the actual books, especially since you're not paying
Mhm.
big. But
Yeah.
I get it. Like,
Yeah. Like
when I say a lot of wiggle room, it's like you might have a couple $1,000s. So like,
right.
who cares?
And I mean, you could like if that's what the price is now, you could put in a huge limit order and hope it gets filled, hope people buy it.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
just
sell.
realized too. I know why the Braves were in the West, because when they drew or when they made the divisions, they were the Milwaukee Braves,
Hmm.
Oh, probably, yeah.
and then they became Atlanta. Why Cincinnati? I mean, I guess Cincinnati's Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Conrad gets it.
So is
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Apparently
Clearly,
not. We were in the
it's
East.
not, motherfucker.
Right. So like we're in the Central now, but when there were only two choices, East or West, we were in the East, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, nobody said you were West. You're Midwest. You know.
That's West.
Now you're in the Central because you are Central equaling.
No, because there's
Midwest.
just so many more teams that are
middle.
even further east. than us.
Central was a poor labeling choice. I think the NFL did it better. I think North, South, East, West is better than East, West, Central.
Well, there's only three, so what are you going to do? Can't make
Well, you just go North.
no South?
No, North is too populated.
Gotcha.
I mean, really, let's be honest, it's Northeast.
Yeah.
Anytime you're talking sports,
Mhm.
you're explicitly talking Northeast.
We're the only non-Midwest team in our division.
That's true.
We are the exclusion.
That is-
Let
Don't
me
lump us
tell
in
you
with those
that.
That is
Ohio
true.
teams and St. Louis teams.
That is true. And the counter to that is the Indians the Guardians are in the East, correct?
No, they're in the Central.
Are they in the Central?
Yeah.
They in the Central?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're with the White Sox and
Mhm.
all them. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of crazy how close all those stadiums are
Is
Like,
it?
in the Central. Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Oh, they're not that close. That's are you talking like land distribution?
kind of. Yeah.
No, the East is way more densely.
Is it?
I mean, with the exception of the NL because Miami, exactly.
Well, you have. I mean,
But like you have New York, Philadelphia, or a train ride away.
those two are close. Everything else is.
Who's the third? Who's the
Oh, Philly. Wait, you said Philly.
New York, Philly? Oh yeah, you're right. Atlanta, Miami are both south.
Toronto's way up,
Yeah.
and then Atlanta's all the way down.
Well,
Well, you're splitting.
Toronto's on the other side.
Oh,
The other side's very closely.
Right,
It's
right.
Baltimore, New York.
Yeah, you're right.
Tampa's the only one that's
what's the other team in the NL East that we're forgetting?
Toronto, New York, and
No, they're not.
no.
They're
oh,
the
Boston.
No,
I'm
NL,
saying
NL.
no, we didn't forget. It
You're
was
right, Boston.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was Atlanta. The NL is the one that's far apart, but the AL is very tightly condensed. It's Boston, Philly, New York, Toronto, and then fucking Tampa.
Yep.
Get Tampa
That's
out
right.
of there. How's Florida a thing? You know? How is Florida still a thing?
It
Did
is.
you guys see fucking the Blue Jays lock up their future?
Ooh, boy,
14 years, 500 million.
500 million.
And you know it's
For
funny
Vlad.
because like this comes days after Jackson Merrill fucked his future.
The Jackson Merrill signing was
It's
crazy.
insane to me. How can you be runner-up?
That's what we thought we were getting with Key Brian Hayes.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year, runner-up for a steal.
What was it? 12 years,
12 years, 169 million, I think.
which he would get so much.
It might
more
have
if he
been 9
continues
years.
up.
It might have been 9 years.
Is it?
But either way, he's like taking a substantial. It'd be like getting Skeens right now for 250.
Yeah,
You never know, man.
Yes, you do know.
You don't. You just don't.
We
though.
kinda did talk about it. It's
Injuries
like-
happen. Certain things happen. Maybe you had one good year. You could fall off. Like these things happen. Like they put that money in front of you, that guaranteed money. It's like you're set for life. Like
You sound like such a boomer.
okay,
I mean, like, I'm not trying to invalidate your points, but
it's fine. It's
when
just
it was
like,
Key Brian Hayes, I agree with
Right.
you because he's like, a mid-rounder that the Pirates want to, invest in some future. But like he wasn't projected to be a superstar by any stretch, right? He's going to be a Gold Glover, perhaps. I mean, he has been.
yeah,
And he's going to hit his weight.
right.
God, please let him hit his weight.
What was that about 205?
Let him put on some fucking weight too while he's at it. But like Jackson Merrill, I mean,
Starting off the season pretty good.
when you get a kid who's 22 years old and he's the runner-up in the Rookie of the Year race,
Yeah.
sure, there could be fall off there, but like you kind of got to gamble. Like what's the probability that this guy makes less than 100 million or 150 million in the next 10 years?
I don't know.
But even if he
hard to
does,
Like getting to free agency, he has
Yeah.
like 3 years to get to free agency.
yeah,
Yeah.
even
Right,
if
so
he does
over the
like
next
kind of
3
bomb
years.
out this next couple of years, he's still getting at least 30 somewhere.
No,
for
he's
a
getting
couple
shit.
years.
Oh, you mean post
If he bomb,
post arbitration?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's point becomes a lot more valid then.
This makes it just so he kind of has money now, right? Because he just gets a signing bonus.
Well, I
and-
mean,
And how many years did he sign for?
9, I think.
I'm gonna look right now.
He'll get another contract after that if he's good.
Yeah, but he'll be
Pretty
like
young.
31, 32
Yeah,
maybe.
he might still get a pretty decent one.
Baseball's weird.
Yeah.
Baseball's weird because they really do. It's kind of like the quarterback market in the NFL right now, where they will just throw endless money
Yeah.
at certain positions post their peak.
Mhm.
Like prime is thought to be like 27 to 30, 31,
Yeah.
and that like 4-year window. But you see like the Pujols contract, where I think at the time of signing he may have been 32, allegedly, but was probably actually like 41.
Mhm.
And then
But like, and not to sound even more like a boomer, but if he invests his money correctly, no, but the thing is like having the money now and like with inflation,
Sort
what
of.
it's like, you know what I mean? Like if you're able to like be smart about it, like the money that you have in your hands now is obviously worth a lot more than the money that you have in 10 years from now. So it's
that's sort of valid. He doesn't
Yeah.
get it all up front.
no, he
it's
doesn't.
guaranteed,
He
but
doesn't
he's-
get it all up front, right?
Yeah, it's
No.
guaranteed, but it's
Yeah.
going to depreciate the same as any.
I don't know
inflation.
how it's structured, if it's front loaded or back loaded,
Right.
but if it's front loaded, that's definitely better for him.
So we were a little
Sure.
off. It's 9 years, 135.
Oh, it's
The
even
Padres
worse.
fucking absolutely stole
Hey, good for
here.
the Padres.
They absolutely
I
crushed
said
here.
I said if we could do the same thing and sign Skeens tomorrow for double that contract, would be stealing.
Yeah.
We would be absolutely. If we got him for 260,
But I also think pitchers, especially like once in a generation pitchers like him, they're worth so much more than the hitters.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I think they are.
Man, it's tough because like Merrill's going to affect 80+% of the games, where Skeens is going to affect 20%.
No, I get that, right, for sure. But those guys just don't come along like we're like the
being
hitters.
able to guarantee wins in
Yeah.
like nearly 20% of your
There'll
games.
be a
is worth
bunch of
lot.
Jackson Merrills coming up in the next 10 years. There's only going to be one Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
When you compare those two, but like if you compare it more apples to apples,
Like a Ohtani.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
There's not going to be very many Ohtanis coming through.
yeah, or even like a
That's
Trout or a
Judge.
Bryce Harper, Judge, like whatever, like that. That's more apples to apples, I think.
Start naming a bunch of people. It's like,
So when a rookie signs a contract like this, or a second year guy signs a contract like this, does this take out their rookie contract?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it replaces it.
It replaces their-
it.
I mean, they get their signing bonus. I think his was like $4 million. It wasn't.
yeah. Well, when
it
you get
wasn't-
that, you get that immediately once you
Correct,
sign.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
So,
So
he
it
just
replaces
gets
the
an
league-
immediate raise.
it
Yeah.
replaces the $700K league minimum that he was earning.
Yeah. Okay.
prior.
Okay. I was wondering if it kicks in later. Okay, this makes more sense.
It really is so fascinating the way sports are structured in the sense of how exploitative it is over the youth, but then how much power is regained by the people who survive and become superstars. It's just kind of brutal because the fall off period in between, the attrition rate has to just be 90+%.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of merit based.
It is not, at the end of the day, not all about money. Because if you think about Paul Skeens would probably take, now this would just never happen because of the way it's structured and the way the Pirates are, but he would take probably less money to go somewhere else.
Oh yeah,
than stay with Pittsburgh, right? Because it's just they're not going to build a team around him,
right? That's true.
It's a disaster.
Did you see the quote that Nutting put out?
Oh my God, he said I did everything I can to make this team better. Or
yeah, I was talking to somebody.
You literally did nothing.
I was talking to somebody a day or two ago, and I was like, yeah, they had 2 big acquisitions in the offseason. They went and got Tommy Pham, who, to be fair, killed the Pirates when he was on the Cardinals.
Yep. But he's 38 now.
And he's just trash.
He's just not good.
Just utter trash. Yep. And then they re-signed Frazier, who they decided 4 years ago
also
that wasn't worth keeping.
And beyond his prime, for sure.
Yeah, 2 guys that they get for the fucking veteran minimum.
Yeah, for 1-year deals.
Right.
Yeah.
Big acquisitions with best fucking pitcher in baseball. Their staff is okay.
Why you guys let Jazz just come over to the Yankees?
That was unbearable. Watching that last year during the deadline, that was when it was so clear that they were
got
never
Brian De La Cruz instead.
Yeah, it was so clear they were never going to build around Skeens because he wasn't that far fetched of an acquisition. It was going to take some money and it was going to take moving some prospects, but we're rich in both.
Yeah.
It could have gotten done for sure. All right, let's get off the
I appreciate you guys giving me 20 minutes of
we're coming to an end,
Pirates
Lamanna,
talk, I know this is what the fans really wanted. We have a few episodes left and they wanted to hear us talk about the Pirates.
Here's the thing.
For 25 minutes. Appreciate that, guys.
We're really taking advantage of the liberties that are given to us.
That's right.
They know that this thing's coming to an end.
Yep.
And they're willing to suffer through just about anything.
They will, whatever, as long as we're saying
a little bit more content, So
we appreciate
we're gonna selfishly take the first 20 minutes of today's show and
then we got to recap Skeens' performance tomorrow.
Let Lamanna get all of his words in, and then we're gonna move into the other stuff.
All right, Lamanna got 20 minutes. I'm gonna take 20 seconds.
Okay.
If anybody's looking for a dog this weekend, Chandler is plus 120.
Oh, I thought you were giving away.
I literally thought he meant an actual dog.
Yeah, I'll take an animal. What are you gonna do with it?
I'll take another one.
What are you gonna do with it otherwise?
Berkey, you have a cat lady with just keep accumulating cats. You're just gonna be a dog guy. You're just gonna.
Oh yeah.
You're just gonna have 15 dogs running around.
I can't tell you how much thought over the last 3 to 4 months I've put into trading in my car for a truck. I mean, this has been deep contemplation.
And this is just for dogs?
I mean,
just to haul
I'm
them
just
around?
transitioning into
to that guy.
To my inner,
to Farmer Berkey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm more of a mountain man, but
all right.
the flannels. I walk in my closet.
You need a mountain mama.
Well, I don't know. Dogs are so easy.
Oh man!
Walk into the closet. The flannels. They just speak to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got the boots, the shit kickers, if you will.
Shit kickers, right?
Just sitting there waiting. Got the pups ready to rock.
You just need a fire. You need to hang out by the fire.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's starting to get warm again. I don't know.
One of these days, you're gonna
Might have missed it.
You're gonna go to Colorado for snowboarding and just never come back.
Oh, I can promise you I'll come back. Everything I'm saying, I do not want to live in Colorado. I like a taste of that. If I really wanted to go back to the mountains, I'd find a little nook in old Appalachia.
Oh, okay.
Back home.
Now we're talking about
Are there any snow bunnies in Appalachia?
No. Appalachia's where the people with no teeth that inbreed.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, there's some very nice people.
I'm sure there are. I'm just saying.
The vice president of the United States came out of that.
I'm just saying what they're known for.
Wait, really?
Yeah, have you ever read Hillbilly Elegy? I mean, he sounds like he came right from Appalachia. I get it. We're not far from it.
Down bad.
No, not down bad, just down different. No hate.
Oh man.
Let's keep it light before we get.
So there are a few areas of the country we haven't pissed off yet. So glad we got Appalachia.
Yeah,
out
Pittsburgh.
there. Of course. Never gonna piss off Pittsburgh.
Leave it home, baby. Yesterday, this came across my desk, if you will. So 2 days from now, the lovely Frankie C is no longer going to be with us.
R.I.P. Frankie.
I don't
so if
know.
it's the day after tomorrow, Friday, his services will probably be on Sunday.
Do they do weekend funerals? I mean, it interferes with church.
Oh yeah, you might be right. I guess it'll be Monday.
Monday, maybe? Yeah. We can do a full eulogy then.
Why? What's going on?
Well, on behalf of Only Friends, we can do like one of those big flower arrangements that we can send.
Right, yeah.
Frankie got himself in a little problem, let's just say.
It seems that way, but he doesn't seem to recognize that it's a problem.
He's actually probably never been punched in his face before.
To be fair, nobody has a bigger sleeper build than Frankie in the entire industry.
Yeah, the dude is a little jacked.
He's
right?
yoked out of his mind.
That doesn't matter.
He looks like an action figure just wearing pump covers all day long. And he's like his body does not meet his personality at all. But we'll let him tell the story, I guess.
That's like, I was like shocked and very happy about it. Not as happy when he said his rebuttal. He says, Frankie, if I beat you, then you have to spar me 3 minutes, 3 rounds in the octagon. I said yes. He ended up beating me. So on April 10th, I'm flying down to Arizona and I'm sparring him, being a man of my word, and filming a video titled, I fought a UFC champion with no training. He actually started watching my video.
I mean, I got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's sparring.
No.
Yeah.
This isn't boxing.
Listen, even with headgear on, like, it's not going to be fun.
I mean, is he really gonna like
The
go
first-
full out and
Does it
try to
matter?
kill the guy?
Sean O'Malley was willing to, and you didn't get to hear this part, but Sean O'Malley has 5 million subscribers, and he doesn't follow anyone. And if he would have lost his heads up bet, he would have followed Frankie, which probably is, I would think, good for his social
Yeah, it's
media,
got to be
right?
worth something.
Definitely
So
worth something.
the fact that Frankie now has to get into the ring with him for 3 rounds seems not great.
Here's
Is
the
it
thing.
worth your life when you have a 1-year-old child? Or,
Right.
I don't think
Debatable.
so.
When I first heard it, I thought the same thing as you. I was like, oh, I've seen people spar boxing. And it didn't dawn on me, because I didn't hear the clip, that he said in the octagon. That's not the same at all. You know, like you box, you put headgear on, you're going to get punched a bit.
Yeah.
And you may hope to land a haymaker here or there, which you won't. But like at least there'll be the illusion of a fighting chance. You're mostly going to be gassed.
Right.
You're probably not going to get knocked out. Maybe.
I think he underestimates how long 3-minute rounds is. That's
Right.
a long time.
That's
Dude,
all.
yeah, it's
That's a dog.
horrific.
That's a dog and pony show. Okay, that's just for the clicks. This kid ain't lasting 30 fucking seconds, and that's
Poor
no
guy.
slight against Frankie. But it's like you're fighting a mixed martial artist with no training. Like it's one thing if you're fighting a boxer because he knows how to box.
I think it's
he
gonna
knows how to do one discipline, right? One. This guy knows all the fucking disciplines.
Well, not only that, he's elite at them.
Yeah. He's not just like a guy off the street who like
Right.
trains jujitsu every now and again. He's not Andre, who, by the way, Frankie also would not last 3 rounds.
Right. But you know, wait, he's fighting. What's his name?
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley. Right. Hey, Sean O'Malley obviously has all the control here.
He's gonna toy with
He
him.
can keep him in that ring for as long as he wants, right?
I guess so, but like
He's going to torture
I mean, he
him.
can knock him
I
out
think so too,
immediately,
Connie.
but maybe he just wants to, you know.
He's going to give him a
He'll hit
little
him
bit of
He'll hit him
pain.
with
Yeah.
a body shot. He'll go down. He won't get on top
Yeah.
of him. He'll let him recoup. Then hit
Right.
him with another body shot.
It's all going to go until Frankie tries to fight back. The second Frankie tries to swing or do anything along those lines, that's his ass.
Could he just run around the perimeter?
I mean, do you really think that he wants to spend 9 minutes of his life fighting a lifeless body?
Actually, probably somewhat.
You know, like if you're gonna toy with him, like you at least want to be able to like put your hand on his head and like
He's,
have
like,
him
swinging
swinging
like
like a
this,
little
yep.
kid. You know? But like Frankie's gonna just go ghost, man. He's just gonna be like, shit.
I don't know what to do.
I think
Maybe Frankie will knock him out.
I think
One lucky punch.
Absolutely not. Impossible. I think it can go one of two ways. I think you guys could be right where he literally exhausts the 9 minutes and just like takes this kid to the ends of hell and back. Or I think 2 seconds in, he has him in an armbar screaming for mercy.
I think he would go the former.
Maybe it's both. Maybe there aren't tap out rules here. Maybe he just gets to submit him,
Gets him in an
as
armbar
many
for just,
times as he wants.
Just a little bit.
Just
And
tell
then
him to get his
releases
ass
him.
up?
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that. That's what's going to be.
Get your bitch ass up.
I would assume. And I don't know how much protection is offered for like an MMA spar. You know, it's like you get headgear when you're boxing because that's all you really
I'm
need.
sure
to
he'll
protect.
get
And
a
you get the
decent
big,
amount.
you get the big, you know, waist thing.
I'm sure he'll get all that.
Yeah, but like it doesn't.
Sean doesn't want to
No,
kill
but
him.
it doesn't
the
serve
big
you
waist
in
thing is like
MMA.
when you're training. He'll probably have headgear. They'll probably wear like bigger gloves.
Yeah,
and they'll wear-
sparring's
they'll
a
wear the
part of
shin
training.
pads, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're sparring in boxing, you get the big waist thing, you get the headgear. Like you're not meant to take damage, and you're really not meant to give damage either, right? It's just more of a technique thing. But in MMA, like that big waist thing, it doesn't serve you. You're supposed to be able to like, you know, kick and move and,
Yeah.
you know, I imagine when two like elite MMA guys spar, it's like at most shin guards and headgear, and maybe not even. Maybe it's just raw. They might just be out there raw dogging it. So like, what are they going to dress? Are they going to put Frankie in the fucking night suit over there?
If you were in,
Should wrap him in bubble wrap.
if you were getting in the octagon, what would you? If Sean said, "Hey,
I'd be naked.
I could either knock you out.
I'd be naked.
I could either knock you out in the first round,
Naked and
first
afraid.
minute, or I'm gonna beat your ass for 3 rounds."
Oh, I want the minute. Knock me the fuck out.
Just take a quick knockout.
Knock
yeah.
me out. Give me a smelling salt. But I would be naked and intimidating. I'd be running, scaling the wall. Like we'd be playing a game of escape, not a sparring session. Like, can you escape the octagon without me getting you? And I'd be like, well, I don't have pants on, sir. So you do what you feel like you need to do.
What do you think Frankie's best approach to this is, Guapa?
I think it's to turtle shell, right? Like,
What the fuck does that mean?
in other words,
I
just like
can
hit the
demonstrate
ground and
if you
just go into the ground, just turn into like a fetal position.
I mean, that's not sparring.
Yeah, but what's he gonna do? Stand up and try to strike?
He can't like just not.
I mean, he's not
Attempt to
going
fight
to.
back.
He's not going to hurt him, right? Like he's not just going to throw a haymaker and clock this kid.
I don't think he will. Like I
mean,
literally
there's
think
headgear on. Why not?
it's
I
gonna
think he's gonna punch him a little bit. To be
Yeah.
quite honest.
yeah, but I think
A
it'll be in
little
the
bit,
form of like rolling with him, right?
right. Like he's not gonna just like knock this kid out. Like,
No,
he
I don't
really
think he
isn't.
wants to
He's-
hurt him.
No, he's
but
gonna-
I think he is gonna fuck.
I
with
don't
him.
think he's
He's
gonna
gonna
like
kinda
spinning heel kick him in the chin.
He's
That I
gonna
don't
like take
think will
it
happen.
easy on him, and then you know won't give him 1 or 2 good. Let you know I'm here.
The
kinda
body
like
shots
hits.
are going to be fucking.
Yeah.
That's the big.
Other
one.
than he can't recover from
He's
in a
gonna
day or
lose his
two.
breath so quick.
I don't think he's going to take a full force punch or kick.
Yeah,
I think
kick is out of the question.
especially to the face. He's not gonna kick him in the face.
or even the
If he's wearing
body.
headgear,
I think it's more likely to go the face than the body because the body won't be protected. Take
I
a
think
fucking
it's more
kidney
likely he
shot.
goes to
He's
the
just going to
body
be down.
because the body, at least you don't have to worry about like some serious damage to
I mean,
someone's
you hit-
brain.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
what
like
would
you hit
would
the kidney
rather-
or liver.
Would you rather get kicked in the head or in the face with protection
on?
on, or a body shot without it?
I think the head.
Yeah.
I think the head.
I'm taking head too.
Yeah,
I think you might be
the
right.
head.
I don't want no fucking broken ribs.
Broken ribs
Or a liver that gets
a liver,
lacerated or
yeah,
something.
yeah. You take a
I'm
liver
good on
shot
all
or a
that.
kidney
Yeah.
shot, like you're just fucking pissing blood
That's
for weeks.
true, yeah.
Knock me
No
the fuck
thanks.
out. I don't want no
It's not
part
like
of that.
it's not like you're trained at all to absorb it. You know what I mean? It's like obviously if you're talking to another fighter, he's gonna say, "Give me the body all day," but like he's trained his whole life to absorb these shots.
Oh.
You're just caught off
Yeah.
guard. You're just a man who hangs out on the weekend and watches sports, who's about to take a full force shot. You
right.
know, like no, thank you.
He's young though; he can handle it.
Yeah, he is young. He's in better shape than us.
I wonder what Kitty thinks about this whole thing.
Yeah, probably not.
Stupid. Are you kidding?
You're
You
stupid.
kidding me? She's fucking checking out the fine print of the insurance policy. Me and baby go Taiwan. Oh man, I think it'll get some clicks at least.
Yeah,
It's
it
definitely
should.
gonna get some clicks. He'll make a great video out of
I
it.
think he's
We'll be
gonna
here to
treat it
report
like
on
a
it.
teaching session. I think he's gonna like show him all the moves and then make him be the example.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, here's a reverse naked chokehold, and then put him in it. Kind of like Andre does, except like, you know, with less fear, because Andre doesn't explain that he's gonna let you out.
Right.
You know, he just tries to submit you. Like, hey, let me submit you, and then you're just black. Like, what happened?
Man,
He's such little man syndrome.
Oh,
I-
good luck. Good luck, Frankie.
Good luck, Frankie.
I feel bad for Frankie. He's gonna get fucked up.
Nah.
Would you rather 9 minutes, or I guess 3 minutes in the octagon with a professional MMA fighter, or 30 hours single tabling on WPT Gold against a bunch of log watchers
I think I'll take my 30 hours.
with punishments being doled out every 30 minutes?
Oh,
Well, I mean, it depends on the punishment, right?
yeah.
I don't know. The previews aren't very clear, but they're quote unquote not good.
What are we talking about?
Brutal, if you will. The Polk challenge has wrapped up with him winning a whopping $1,400. Nice to see him finally get his first taste of a minimum wage job.
Yeah.
Sure, that was a humbling experience. 160 hours, $1,400.
Not too bad.
You know, doing worse than if you were working minimum wage in Seattle. But he has a thing today. I don't know if it started yet or not. Where he is going to stream for up to 30 hours. It doesn't have to be 30 hours. I think the parameters are, they have a countdown clock that I think starts with 4 hours. And every time somebody signs up with code Doug or gives some sort of like paid thing on Twitch or YouTube, so they're different. I think on YouTube it's membership, and I think on Twitch it's subscribers.
Maybe. Okay.
I think so. I think you can follow for free and subscribe for money. So anytime that somebody pays, basically, time is added to the clock. And every 30 minutes, it sounds as though WPT has punishments.
Okay.
Some of them are so brutal. Please, I beg of you, do not use code Doug today. That's what he's saying.
So we don't know anything going on there really yet.
No, okay. You got to tune in to find out. But I will say that this is really sharp marketing tactics, because he's leaning into kind of like being a bit of a heel, where this is, you know, he's gone full shill mode here, where it's just like basically getting code Doug tattooed on his body.
He's good at that. He's good,
and obviously, like, monetarily, it benefits him for people to use these things. But it's in exchange of, you know, entertaining the crowd through punishments and having to one table for a day and a half straight.
Man.
Which, that even sounds brutal to me.
You better have some ghost on hand.
Yeah.
You act like you haven't done it before.
C4. Oh, I have, and none of it was ever a good...
Not one table.
Nah. Once you, because the app games, yeah.
Not even the app games. During so when WSOP first launched in 2014, I think it was, there was a 5-10 deep game. I think it was 2,500 cap, 6-handed. I joined it mid-afternoon at like 3 p.m. We played for like 28 hours or so.
Ooh.
Donnie Peters at the time was working for Poker News, and he was live tweeting it and wrote an article about it while it was going on for like a day and a half. When it was all said and done, I think that there was like, I want to say there was like 120 to 150K on the table
At a 5-10 game.
at a 2,500 max.
Yeah.
So it was like 50 buy-ins amongst 6 players. I don't remember what the results were. I don't think I did super well, but yeah, I one tabled that for well over a day.
Probably in the COVID years,
also.
probably.
I played Acragum. I played him heads up for 16 hours.
Yeah.
At 2550 and beat him for 70K.
Yeah.
That one was special.
But what stakes is Doug playing?
Whatever's running, I assume.
Yeah.
Probably,
I mean, they did have 2550 heads up.
Did they?
Yeah, they also have like 10.
Might be worth his time.
5, 10, 20.
Yeah, 5, 10, 20, yeah.
They might have 10, 20, 40 now.
Yeah.
But I think he fades the ring games because the rake is still pretty high. It's like one straddle for every stake above 1-2, which is pretty fucking hard to beat.
Yeah.
He's probably getting a good
I thought it was max at 3.
Only heads up.
Oh, okay.
and they still don't. I mean, he's probably getting a rake back deal, but they don't offer rake back yet to the public. So the rake is definitely still debatably not great.
The rake is too damn high.
Too damn high. Last news and notes before we get to, I guess, our main story. Well, there is no main story today. To our title story.
There never is.
There never is. You're right. I miss Jesse already. He's so good at filling time.
Yeah.
Man, we just didn't talk about anything for 5 days straight, and people were writing articles about it. It's incredible.
We really didn't talk about anything. It's true.
He's everything that I envisioned a co-host being. Colin Capone tweeted a couple days ago. He said the streamer has sold 100% of themselves in the $150 GG Masters at 2 markup. That seems unethical.
2, yeah.
So he free rolled the tournament and had 0% of himself. But by free rolled it, he pocketed $150.
Right.
And had 0% of himself.
He pocketed more than that, right?
No.
$150 tournament. He sold himself at 2.0.
Yeah.
And he sold 100%.
Yeah, but then he had to buy
play
in.
the event.
He had to buy in.
I mean, I don't know why he played the event at that point. Right? You're rolling people publicly. You may as well keep the whole 300. But
I don't get that at all.
I don't really understand either.
Like, unless there's like some type of Twitch streamer. And
He is a streamer.
All right, so there might be something behind it that he's doing it for his fans.
Yeah, his name is Baby Shark 19. I thought it was Christina Gollins for a second. But he has his Sven flag.
Sven.
So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of this. But on the surface, doesn't look great.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure something like this has to be done for like your Twitch subscribers or something along like those lines.
I mean, if it's a one-off,
I don't think anybody would ever really do this.
I guess if it's just for fun, for a one-off.
Well,
whatever.
I think Conrad's point is pretty valid because it's like it's just so public.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
people do this all the time quietly.
I mean,
You know, the old Eskimo Clark Sam Grizzle bathroom meeting.
have 0% of yourself.
So I don't know how often that happens. I mean, people oversell all the time, right? Like the Zokib or Karim.
Sure.
I remember there being a hot debate. This must have been 5 or 6, maybe it was before COVID even, where Olivier Biscay posited the question of, if you don't change the way you play at all, is it ethical to sell at markup and keep none of yourself? And I remember I was shocked at how mixed the responses were.
I think it's just such a hypothetical question because how can you guarantee that you would not play differently? Like,
right.
Not having any skin in the game has to change you.
Well, I think the easy answer is that incentives don't align the same in that example as they would if you had skin in the game.
Correct.
And I think that like that'll just that just has to be the default. Like the reason why that argument fails though is because we're asking, is it ethical? We're not asking, is it
feasible,
legal, right? Because of course it's legal,
right?
And it's gray-ish of whether or not it's ethical. I would lean towards no,
right? Yeah,
because human nature will just, like, when incentives disalign, human nature just kind of kicks in.
You're just better off to go and do something fucking else.
Yeah, I think the line probably should get drawn at selling to the point of free rolling, right? Like, I think it's fine. And then I guess like his counterpoint was like say you could sell at 1.5, right? So you start free rolling at 66%, I think. That might be right. Something along those lines. Anyway, now you have this amount of equity that you retain, right? What's the difference between, like, let's say that you free rolled yourself 30% equity. What's the difference between having 30% equity and no money in your pocket versus 15% equity and 15% of the buy-in in your pocket?
Yeah, because you just still have more of an incentive to win. You're going to make more money if you win.
Well, you can extrapolate it out to like the main event, right? So if you could put $1,500 in your pocket and retain 15% of yourself in an event that big,
Yeah.
where $1,500 means something to you,
Right.
you know, your incentive probably doesn't change much between having 15% or 30%.
God, I mean,
It
it has to, right? Because like now cashing is like,
it still means whatever.
Yeah.
It still means a lot. 15% or 30%. We're talking about like a main event, or like for me personally, the time I've only done this was like I had 12% of myself for the WPT main in December. I ended up cashing it for like 50K. And it was just like I've never had a different like thought about anything there.
yeah, I think
Playing
the
different.
the lowest I ever had myself in like the main event is like around 20%.
Yeah. I remember Randall Flowers, when he was coming up, won the Bellagio.
Oh my God, yes.
I can't remember if it was, I don't think it was the 5 Diamond. I think it was the Festa.
lot.
I think it was the Festa.
It was over $1 million.
No, it was
first,
like
right?
890K or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had like 10% of himself.
Yeah, right.
And I just remember asking him, like, how, because at the time I was like, put it all on the line or don't fucking play.
What do you mean at the time?
Wow. Fair. But I was like, how do you sleep at night knowing that like this once in a lifetime score? Because that's the way I viewed that stuff. Like, you're not just going to go win a bunch of WPTs.
Right.
Well, hold on a second. How much money did he actually win?
He won like
80K.
Like 80K, yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, how do you like justify that the biggest score of your life, which may be a once in a career score, you had 10% off?
I mean, it's quite simple. Like, if you're not going to play the event outside of that,
That's the way he saw it.
Doing
Right, I
something
see it
like
that way
this,
too,
then
yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You
You
get
know,
the
like,
experience
yes.
of playing in this big event.
Fuck
you
the
know?
experience. I want the money. But like, you
Right,
know,
but
you
I'm
have
saying,
a chance. This is a chance
Right.
where first place is what? What was first? 890. Like ones I've had that much percentage of myself was like first place is like 4.3 million or something like that along those lines. And it's just like, you know,
Yeah, and
there's
I
money
don't know
up
what
top.
his financial situation was before that, but you can go from like
Obviously,
like-
it wasn't good.
yeah, right, probably not. So
Yeah.
like you go from like scraps to like maybe a working role.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just
Yeah.
like there's some tournaments that it makes a lot of sense.
Isn't that a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of like a trap, though. Like if you're in that situation and you're looking to, kind of put yourself or propel yourself to a working bankroll, like and again, like you guys are making valid points. I'm not trying to invalidate them. You're right. Obviously, if you're not going to play the event otherwise, this is an opportunity, especially if it's a free roll opportunity.
Yeah,
to go earn. And he's just playing, a 1K instead of a 10K.
Yeah.
But I guess like the mindset of, if I could win this thing and now have 80K instead of like 10K or whatever, I can get the ball rolling and I can really move forward. That happens, but it's like so infrequent.
then you spin it up to $1 million.
Right, because it's like if you're good enough to play 10Ks where people will buy you,
then you could just get backed and then.
Oh, not even just that, but your financial situation is such that you're bottoming out. Then there's probably a deeper root problem that is so disaligned between your talent and your current living situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I know I'm saying this a little bit tongue in cheek, and maybe also a little bit being a little bit hypocritical, because that's kind of the story of how a lot of us made it. Was we just kept trying until eventually like we had a working role that stuck. But I do think it's like a dangerous mindset, because for us, we didn't really have a metric to judge whether or not we were good enough to make it, right? It really did just come down to a core belief of like, I'm good at this game, I know how to win, and if an opportunity breaks for me, kind of like people who try to get into showbiz as actors or whatever. A lot of it just comes down to subjective perception. But I think in today's game, it's very different. You have like pretty clear tools to measure and give you clear indicators as to whether or not you're good enough. And I think that like people in this situation now may like kind of have to spend a little bit more time diving in and figuring out like, okay, either I need to improve or this isn't what I'm cut out to do, kind of thing. That's almost like worse.
I mean, we are talking about like 10Ks and like a big main event. Like that's completely different from like a 1K or something along
Yeah,
those
it
lines.
is. It
you know?
is.
Like we're talking about a big main event that you play 4 of them a year, maybe 5.
Yeah, but like this GG one was $150 buy-in.
Again, I'm telling you, this has to be for like Twitch subscribers or something along
Maybe.
those lines. Like it just has to be.
Right.
Nothing else makes sense here. It's just
I'm
like
doing it for the fans. Kind of
it's
thing,
just like,
which-
hey guys, I'm gonna stream today. I'm selling every dollar of my action. Come watch.
Yeah.
Come buy, come watch. You can all buy 2% or 1%.
And
or
I'm,
whatever
that
the
actually,
fuck
I'm
it is.
paying myself $150 to do it.
The paying part is weird. Like
Yeah,
what you're saying would make a lot more sense if it was
just
zero
no
markup.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
just
agree
just
there.
said I'm just gonna sell it outright and just play it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't need the extra $150.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
like-
again, like we don't know exactly what happened or why.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That does make it a little weird, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
like,
fair.
What do you want to do? You want to make $150?
Is it way worse if it's a much bigger tournament?
I don't know.
Does it extrapolate? Like if it's
I don't know.
If it's a 10K,
It's an interesting.
Right.
It's an interesting question to pose. I think, but I think maybe this is just like one of those ones where it's a case to case type of thing. Like if Bousquet sold 100% of himself at markup and said like I'm still going to try my hardest to win, I would trust that he would.
yeah.
You know, but like if it's somebody who isn't already independently wealthy, or at least getting by, then I'm just gonna feel like I'm in on some sort of scam.
I
Yeah.
think it's
I mean,
like-
if you're a Twitch, if you're a streamer, I mean, even if you have 0% of yourself, you probably still have incentive to play well and
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
win,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
So that's
Final
still
tabling is
that
worth
probably
a lot.
still worth
But
something.
the weird thing though is that this is a really big event. I think it's like, what is it, 5 million guaranteed or something like that?
I'm not sure if this
Isn't
is
this the one that Lonis said that he's in Mexico playing day 2 of?
No, it was a 10K.
It's $150
This is
buy-in, but there's like
this is
a
their
whole bunch of
Sunday.
flights, or-
It gets like 65 to 80 up top.
Oh, okay. I thought it was much more.
No, it's not. It's not a multi. It's just their Sunday
Gotcha.
flagship
Okay.
tournament.
Yeah, that's a little bit more reasonable then. Yeah, then Brian's point's pretty valid.
Yeah,
Like-
it's kind of weird. I don't know. The markup part kind of throws me off about the whole thing, honestly, because it's like, why are you paying yourself then to like let your Twitch? So
Maybe it was
yeah.
that nobody else would pay that except his subscribers. So it was a way to make the action available. And then he just gives them the extra value. Like you don't mind paying 2 to 1 if it gives you an exclusive piece.
Yeah. Also, maybe there's a thought behind it where you use it for a second bullet, but like you only sold it.
Oh,
for
yeah. You could do that. You could give it to everybody who bought the first bullet.
If you know,
Just fire a second bullet for free,
The
or
list.
whatever,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Right.
If
Well,
you-
I think
if you-
I think you know who buys in the client. The
I
only
think
difference
so.
is that the client wouldn't automate the payouts
Yes.
because it said 1 bullet only.
Yeah. So like that would be a way to like just like make sure nobody else buys but your
Right.
your fan
Your
base.
subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be an interesting part.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like he was doing it for something else and not to keep $150.
I would like to believe in humanity and give the benefit of the doubt,
Right.
mainly just because it's pennies.
Yeah.
So it seems like a weird way to steal.
Right.
What's not pennies, though, is why does Florida exist?
You know, the funny part, this is kind of pennies. Like I read the beginning of this article, I was like, this is kind of pennies when it comes to this business.
Well,
I mean, that was
800K is 800K.
Oh, go on, let's talk
When you
about
say
it.
pennies, I think that you can pay that back by panhandling. I don't think this man's going to be able to pay anything back.
Let's go on.
So in today's latest installment of Why Does Florida Still Exist, we have a man, James Kerr, 39, who is accused of running a big-time illegal gambling operation where he made and hid hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh,
This
boy.
is quote-unquote, according to the article.
Allegedly.
Tampa's, you don't fucking find the emu now. This guy.
There he is.
Kerr, who has nearly 700,000 in live tournament cashes, has been under investigation for quite some time, according to Fox 13. Sheriff Judge shared with reporters details about the alleged crimes. Quote, "We learned that James Kerr was running a big-time operation and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Kerr allegedly made approximately $800,000 from illegal poker games he hosted in Winter Haven, a city about an hour south of Orlando. He faces money laundering charge for, as police claim, being the ringleader behind an illegal gambling house. Police also said there could be additional charges filed." Oh, interesting. The poker player allegedly hosted illegal poker games from multiple locations, but the main spot was from inside a former law office. Authorities received a tip on Kerr and began investigating with the use of undercover detectives infiltrating the poker game. Kerr is accused of hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars made from gambling nights he hosted between 21 and 23. Now, keep in mind, he's also a professional gambler, Sheriff Judd said. If you search him up online, you'll see he won a lot of money legally. But guess what? He became greedy and decided to set up his own illegal game. That's where he got arrested. Okay.
That's different.
What do you think?
am very upset about this.
Why?
I thought he rolled the game.
Oh,
That's what I thought too originally.
No.
The headline kind of makes it seem that way. But
Yeah.
apparently he was just running a game and raking it and making money that way.
Yeah.
But then he tried to launder the money, which is probably what really got him in trouble.
Well, we don't
no.
even know if he tried to launder. He just.
But they said he was trying to launder.
Well,
it.
no, they're just-
that's what he's being accused of.
Yeah, that's just their
Allegedly.
take. Any money that you take out of that game is going to be considered laundered.
Why though?
Huh?
Why? I mean, I understand that that's. You're right. That's clearly the precedent that they're trying to either set or follow.
Yeah.
And I imagine this has something to do with Florida law.
Well, just because the game's illegal, right? So you're illegally obtaining that money. So, like, if you were to be selling drugs on the corner, any dollar that you make from that, it's going to be money laundering as well.
I don't
What if he
think
just
so.
claimed it on his taxes?
Yeah.
All right, well, sure. If you claim illegal fucking
Right.
gambling
if
money.
you're trying to,
But then why is it laundering
if
and
you're
not?
trying to wash the money, that's literally like if you're trying to run it through something else and then
That's what I don't understand.
That would be
It seems like it's lacking a leg
right.
of laundering, right?
It's
like
just not
it seems like he needs.
reported.
No, that would be tax evasion.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I guess because he made the money illegally.
I mean, if he made it illegally and then he took that money to the casino and was gambling with it to try to launder it, then that could be an issue. I'm not saying that's what happened.
I also don't even know that, like, if
happen.
that is what happened, I don't even know that he's like actively trying to launder. He just has money that he's
just gambling
He's
with.
gambling.
yeah, that he's
Yeah,
gambling
right.
with.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I guess like I'm most surprised that they chose laundering as the charges here. It seems like they could get him on maybe other things like racketeering or tax evasion. I don't know, but
I think we have to dig deeper into the actual charges and what the case is, because I mean, maybe it comes out that, I don't know, but like if he has a shell business or something and he's running the money,
right.
these are
Right.
just examples. I have no idea, but
yeah, or he like sells drugs on the side and then sets up an illegal poker game to wash that money. I don't know, but like, I guess the reason why I said this is a little bit upsetting to me. I mean, maybe I'm not right to be upset. He's clearly breaking the law. People who run games and rake them know what they're doing. But this seems, I guess,
this isn't an individual case. This is like not like a unique thing.
right. My
This happens
vantage
everywhere.
point of where I'm coming from in this particular instance is it seems like they're really throwing the book at him.
Right. Trying to make an example or something.
Yeah, which I would understand more so if like there was theft involved, if there was violent crime involved, which out of California we've heard a lot of this. Texas we've heard a lot of this type of stuff in underground home games and things like
What
that.
did they charge Molly with?
Racketeering, I think,
probably tax.
or maybe I don't remember. I shouldn't say because I really don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched the movie and I never read the book. She didn't do jail time though. I don't think.
I think
I know Eddie did.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Eddie did a couple years. So it had to be something federal that got them sent to prison.
I think
It's a good question.
he might have been involved in more stuff also. Sports
Apparently, she was
betting,
charged with
etc.
running an illegal gambling ring, money laundering, and skimming from winnings.
So weird.
What's the skimming from winnings part?
That's
Right.
what I got from
Like, it's her business.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's like, it is weird.
30.
Um,
It's funny because like what they're saying he made, it's like $30 cap rake, 3 nights a week for 8 hours a game. So it's
I mean, he probably ran it for years. It's
Yeah,
probably
no,
800,000 over years.
yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
So it's like not even. They make it sound so big, but like
Yeah.
there's
yeah,
hundreds of thousands of not hundreds.
That's-
There's thousands
I
of these
think
clubs
that's-
that make so much more.
I think that's why I have some empathy in this situation.
Yeah,
Is because it seems like he's being made an example of. And like, look, I can't make an argument for him. He clearly chose to break the law.
Mm-hmm.
We know, pretty much nationwide, anywhere where there is a casino with gambling licenses, you are going to get yourself in trouble competing against them unlicensed.
I mean, just anywhere in general. Like, no matter where you are. If
because you're now taking money away from the state.
If there's a casino or not casino.
I do feel like, though, in other businesses, this would not be the degree of punishment. So, like, let's say that you're a barber and you need a barber's license in whatever state it is that you're in, and you don't get one, and you get cracked down on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a fine.
It probably is, but it's probably, way less money that you're like actually.
Sure.
And I assume maybe that you're claiming this money on your taxes. Like, if you look at which is kind of funny.
If he claimed, do you think he would be getting the book thrown at him right now?
Less so, probably.
Really?
Like,
he might be able to plead.
It's funny, but like the IRS requires you to claim and pay taxes on money you've made illegally.
Right.
Right? It's just like, if you made this money illegally, we expect you to pay your taxes on it.
Yeah.
Right? But that's only because people never will, and now it's another way that they can get, put charges against people for tax evasion, because they're not claiming taxes, obviously, on the illegal activity.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder how big this game was, because like when it comes down to it, like the amount of money that he made over this time is so
how what was the
small.
period of time that he was doing this for?
2021 to
23. So like 3 years.
3 years, $800K raked out of there.
That's like really, really, really small. Like
That's small.
It's like so I just did the math.
100 days a year.
You say 2 days, 2 games a week for a 25 max rake for 8 hours a game, you're making $780,000.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So like, this is.
Yeah, I think he's taking like $3K a night.
Yeah.
Right. He runs 100 days a year, makes about $275 per year.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So he's taking like $3K in rake a night. That when you break it down like that, that feels really.
Yeah. He's doing a nice service for all these people.
Honestly, really.
No, but it just feels so small time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it cumulatively adds up.
You got to pay rent. You got to pay for food.
You got to pay dealers.
Nah, dealers.
Right.
Dealers
But like, just imagine that you were a DJ, right, and you just hosted a rave at your house 3 nights a week, and you were able to scrape up $3K in cover charge for 3 years.
Right.
And now you made almost $1 million, and then they come and get you.
It's not illegal to throw a rave, right?
No, but like obviously the dollar amount here is being amplified in order to make it seem
right
like a federal case that needs to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie. The headline grabbed me. I thought the guy was stealing.
Like he stole $800K
from the game.
Yeah, because like in my mind, that's why you would need to launder, right? Like you rip somebody off, and now you need to wash this money,
right,
in some sort of capacity. I wasn't thinking of it in terms of just like, oh no, he's just like
collecting rake
and needs to do something with the cash.
He just fucked up and let undercover in the game, basically. That's the only way they can get you.
Awesome. What a cool shift, like, for that undercover, right?
Yeah.
Like, he gets to go play poker for a few weeks.
Hell
and
yeah.
like,
A few weeks,
great.
probably a fucking year.
FBI, sign me up, baby.
I'll go infiltrate.
You start fronting my buy-ins. I'm your guy. I'll make a good living for a year. We can burn this bitch to the ground together.
Something tells me all the winnings go back to the bureau.
Fuck that. In my contract, I'm getting free rolled 100%, and you're paying me a salary. This is my dream job.
There you
Are
go.
you kidding me? This is everything I've ever asked
You'd
for.
be the Keanu Reeves of the poker game. What's
Hell
the movie
yeah.
with Keanu when he's surfing? I can't think of it.
I know
Where
what
he has
you're
to become
talking
a surfer for the FBI.
about. Yeah. I know exactly what one you're talking about. I can't think of it though either.
It's kind of wild, like letting a undercover in your game somehow, some way. Like either
It's not wild at all, especially like the smaller the stakes you get, the easier it is. You're just casting a wide net.
Yeah, I get that.
So imagine you're running a 5-10 home game.
But even like, I mean, that's bigger in the sense of like if you even think of like from the 1-3 perspective, right? There's games in Manhattan that they do like pretty extensive like background checks.
That's because they're always afraid of getting pinched. But
Oh,
like
of
we're talking in the
course.
middle of Tampa or nowhere East Carolina.
Yeah, but like, you just kind of.
Bro, when we were
you
in
do
college,
some
we
type
put out a
of
fucking
research.
ad on like pokerlistings.com or
Yeah,
some
of
shit. like
course.
that.
Homegames.com.
Home games, yeah, people just showed up. I can't believe we didn't get robbed.
And you just do
Most of
research
those games,
on those
well,
people, though.
it specifically said you can't rank the game. Like,
But that doesn't mean anything.
But we did.
Yeah.
We
that
didn't.
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, we did. We took a dollar off of everybody's buy-in to pay for the table and food.
Mm.
And it was just like, it's just like one of those things where you just do, when you have a game like that, you just do a little bit of research on these people. Like, Facebook, Instagram, like even if you're set.
I don't know, man. It's a 5-10 game if your buddy goes, hey, I got this whale who's going to. And also, what research are you going to find? That the guy's an undercover? You think he has it listed on his Facebook profile? Undercover cop who plays poker in his spare time.
No, you just look at it and see the extent of the Facebook profile and stuff like that. See if he has other social medias, and you just kind of connect
I'm pretty
dots.
sure the FBI is pretty good about this sort of thing.
I
Connie.
agree. I think either he's not going to have social media or it's certainly not going to give you some indication that he's a cop.
It's probably not FBI that it originated in the game. To be
Sure,
honest with
but
you.
like
It's just
anybody,
a local detective or something along those lines.
yeah, but like. I
Unless something
think
else
you're
was
making
going
it
on.
sound like the department wanted to go crack down on it. And they were just like looking around the room like, who here knows how to play poker? Oh, Bobby does over in Metro. Let's get him in there.
It's probably not the FBI because that's a federal thing. I assume this is a state case.
That's what I was
so
just
it's
looking
probably
for.
yeah,
like
that's true.
State cops or whatever.
That's
you
true.
know. But
I
still,
guess-
I mean,
I guess with the charges, it felt like it might be federal, but you're probably right.
Yeah, even like the feds just might take it over when it comes down. to
It would have to
feds-
be much bigger. I
the
think.
feds don't have the incentive to do that. The state does because the state is generating all the revenue from the casinos.
Right.
Right. So they want to crack down on these places as much as possible because they want the business to come to their place.
It's kind of interesting. I wonder what the deal is between the tribes and the state, right? Because like for the state to go to bat on their behalf, you would think that they have to be pretty in their pocket.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how that would work in.
Like I would think this would be a bigger crackdown in like Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
Where it's like literally in place of state
yeah,
tax.
or like Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's local.
It's crazy. I just find it weird because like I've never out of
Point
all-
Break. Thank you.
all-
Oh,
out of
sorry.
all-
I just saw the chat.
out of all the games that I've played and dealt and stuff like that, like in Manhattan, we've never had an undercover in any of these.
I bet
games.
you had.
No, because they would have got busted.
No, they might have just been in there for other things. They might have been in there for drug organizations, gang organizations, whatever.
Organized crime.
Yeah, it might just not have been for the fucking Joe Black 2-5 game.
All right, sorry.
What?
I got a funny one for that one.
What, when he fucking set me up and cheated me?
I don't know about all that. But
Motherfucker.
walking out of the game one day, and it's maybe like, I don't know, it's probably mid-afternoon or something like that, because I had gotten off work, went over there, played a little bit, went to one of these games, and as I'm walking out, state police pull up on me. And like, where were you? I'm like, the massage parlor. Because there's like a massage parlor, the what's we call it, floor below.
Yeah.
I was like, I was at the massage parlor.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on up there? Is there any like drugs in XYZ? I'm like, no, I was at the massage parlor. What do you want from me? And I walked away and I just called the fucking host. I'm like, you have state police watching.
Yeah, you better.
It's just like, it's more about the traffic that's going on outside. Like they see, I think. I don't know how. I guess other people actually eventually lead them to what you're doing. And that's the only reason why I've ever been in a spot that I feel like they might have.
I just think it's kind of crazy that, this is happening over a rinky-dink game when I know of games that are, for sure connected to some level of organized crime. Like there have been, murder allegations and all kinds of shit tied to it. Like this poor guy's taking fucking $30 per person per night.
A lot of these games that are connected to organized crime also have a loophole probably with their local police.
I don't
In
know,
a
maybe.
sense. I mean, when it comes down to it,
Wait,
a lot of
let
these
me
cops
find
play
my-
in the fucking
Yeah,
game.
where's that?
Let me find my allegedly.
Where's the emu?
Emu.
A lot of cops just play in these home games. Like local home games, just say pals.
Killing me, Connie.
What do you mean?
So Conrad's all for the municipal game, but
right.
can't believe that a guy running a 2-5 home game would ever let an undercover in.
Well, no, they
Guys work
just
for the
openly
city.
say
They work for the state.
everybody knows they're cops. He's like they come in, they're just like whatever. They're part of the game. They're part of the crew. Like there was plenty of cops in North Carolina that played with us.
I'm sure.
Like it was just
Sure
like
they were.
they were part of the game. Not acting as undercovers though.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Man, these undercovers must be really fucking bad at their job. Conrad can sniff you out like,
That's right.
like you just got beat up.
I mean, I've just never been in a game that's gotten busted like in those sense, in that way.
I don't think poker games get busted very often.
They don't. They really.
I think it's like
There's not enough meat on the bone.
That's
Like,
why this
the
is
amount
so
of
weird
money
to me.
and resources that the city probably has to put in to like do something like that, you would think it'd have to be a very big game.
This is like one of 3 or 4 instances over the last 10 years that I can even recall. I think there was one instance in, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the Carolinas. And if I'm also not mistaken, something violent had happened. I don't remember if somebody actually died or was just shot or whatever the case may be, but there was a big raid where I think, if my memory serves me correctly, somebody was bodily harmed. So it's just like, yeah, okay, like when that shit's happening, you're pretty prone to getting busted. Then there was the Molly ring, obviously, and the Eddie Ting ring way back in the day. That was like late 2010 or early 2010s, I guess, something along those lines.
Those were just like welded in with organized crime.
Yeah, well, not even just that. Even if they weren't, they had reached such scale. You know, they were so big and the stakes were so large and they involved so many high-profile individuals that, of course, like eventually eyes became on it. But like, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of home games and house games coast to coast, run from every stake, from penny stakes all the way up to nosebleeds, that take some form of rake. Maybe they don't call it rake. Maybe it's a tip-out process. Like, there's a lot of ways to skirt the loopholes or to skirt the laws and utilize the loopholes. But in any event,
No, they all take rake.
they get paid somehow. You know, like they don't do it out of the goodness of their heart. So yeah, it's always weird whenever I see something like this happen where somebody's made an example of. And it's kind of scary because it's like, I don't know. I mean, you know, to what degree can they persecute people for playing now? I don't think any, but you know,
the players?
Yeah.
No, players just get their money taken.
Right. That's bad enough though.
That's it.
You know, it's like whenever like that feels like the illegal forfeiture. Like we heard about that kid. This must have been like 6 or 7 years ago. Who's driving from one stop to the next. I think he was somewhere in the Midwest, like Iowa or something. Got pulled over, had $50K, and they just seized it.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he was only able to recoup a small portion of it.
Yeah, if any. Right.
Gina Fiore is famous for having gone all the way to the Supreme Court for illegal seizure, where she was flying back from the Bahamas, and in Atlanta they just took all of her blackjack money.
Yeah.
I think they ultimately got it all back, but like the laws around seizure it's wild.
It
like
really is.
Not only are they just like free to take it, but then they can like spend it. It goes into like a slush fund.
Right.
And you can only recoup what they don't spend.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's just insane times, man.
It is pretty insane.
Insane abuse of power.
You do get like in trouble though, like if you are hosting or dealing a game like New York City. Like 3 years, if you get caught 3 times, you're going to jail for a little bit, like a couple of years.
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know anything about jail time when it comes to this kind of stuff.
It's on your third strike. I have a couple of friends that got caught dealing multiple times.
Dealing?
Yeah.
You got in trouble for being the dealer?
Oh yeah, that you're taking the rake. In your third strike, you're going to jail. And you're going to spend some time.
Man, I don't know. I get it. Because, like, there is a part of it that doesn't feel right. Like, it does feel like this is an area that probably deserves to be regulated. But then I, like, don't get it. Right? Like,
I guess the
you
dealer
can just
thing,
run a Club GG app, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I guess the dealer thing kind of makes sense because you're employed, right? And how are you making that money? Like, how do you claim that money?
Yeah, but, like...
It's I forget what
I mean,
the
if you
charge
work
is.
for an illegal business, and I guess like in this instance, you know, it's illegal. Like say you work for a shipping business and the shit they're shipping is not good.
Wow, bricks of cocaine.
Maybe you don't know that. Like, I don't know. It's
What if
like
you were a guy
weird
that
thing.
like wrapped up the packages for Silk Road? Like,
Right. Yeah.
You're the guy that just waters the.
I don't
funny
know.
smelling plants.
The brick and mortar aspect of it feels weird to me because I don't think the states would have any jurisdiction over somebody running like a Club GG game and taking rake. But maybe they do. Maybe they do, and they just don't crack down.
Wouldn't that be federal? Because it'd be like wire fraud or like not fraud, but like.
once you cross state lines,
Oh, man.
different
Yeah, I
things.
mean, you can offer it worldwide, I guess, at that point. But yeah, I've no fucking clue. I don't know what the charges would even be other than running an illegal gambling ring.
yeah.
But even then, it's like Club GG set up in Malta or whatever.
That's
so it's
the
like,
thing, right? Yeah,
is that how they're skirting it? I guess
probably.
Yeah,
Who knows?
it's all weird.
Hope we never find out.
There's so many other things in the world to go after. Leave
Yeah.
us alone.
It's
I don't
true.
want to gamble. Let them fucking gamble.
That is true.
Feels like arresting people during Prohibition for like, squishing grapes.
Hey, just throw some tariffs on it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
There's some tariffs on that bitch.
That's what he's going to jail for. He tariffed the fucking game.
He did. Yep.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
They're reciprocal though. It's fine.
That's true. Yeah, imagine they get the tax him back when they walk out the door. Actually, I lost $400 tonight. I'm going to need a refund.
Yeah.
All right. We'll end on that one. That's going to do it for us today. Welcome back, Luman. It's good
Thank
to have you.
Good to be back.
The countdown continues to our final show. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Pacific, maybe with another Only Friend in tow. I'm not sure when Landon gets back, but it's got to be fucking soon at this
Come on,
point.
Landon.
It's got to be
Come back
soon.
home to us.
Big announcement. Conrad won't be here for the final show.
What the fuck?
Opting out.
Yo, I
What?
fucked up with dates. I thought we were
Opted out.
end up on the 18th.
This guy.
He's just taking the last week off. So his final show will be next Friday.
I'm calling in.
You better call
No
it.
one cares.
I care.
Because you say so much. It's the physical presence,
Oh,
Right.
yeah?
If you,
the
think,
aura.
if you think I'm going to let you do the intro and the final show, you're out of your goddamn mind.
I am.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back noon Pacific tomorrow. We'll see you guys all then.
Later,
Peace.
squad.
Peace.